So have you ever met somebody that only had one setting? Like the person that only knows how to work. They don't know how to have any fun or do other things. Or the person that only knows how to fool around and, joke around, but they don't know actually how to work. Or the person that only knows how to curse and doesn't have any actual adjectives other than profanities. It's kind of like that with the Russians, who only have one setting. It's just continue to threaten and provoke your enemy. Like that's the only thing that you can possibly do. Well, here we are with, this is Anton Goroshenko showing Solyov on his propaganda show. They're talking about striking American satellites and then striking America proper. Like it's absolutely nuts what they're saying, because if they actually got what they were asking for, it would be a very different ball game for them. Okay, so here we are. The algorithm of use of Storm Shadow missiles, Scout missiles, and even more so ATACMS involves at least the launcher, the missile itself, and the satellite system that conducts navigation. It does. And so the argument that the Russians have been bringing forward is that if you're using NATO or Western countries' satellite data information in order to target these weapons, then they're combatants in the war. They're not. But that's the argument that they're making because they want to back the West up because they don't want the West using these weapons on their territory. It's okay for them to hit Ukrainian territory, but it's not okay for Ukrainians to use these weapons to hit their territory. Okay. In this case, if there's an issue of response, we have the right to destroy NATO satellites. Okay, so the argument is if they use Western weapons from Ukraine into Russia, then Russia can then attack American satellites because of helping with the targeting data. Okay. And even more so, American satellites over our own territory in response to any attack on our country. What is interesting is that they, first of all, cannot prevent this. And secondly, it's a very serious challenge and a slap in the face for them because America has been saying for many years that attacking satellites will be a declaration of war for them. Well, yeah, it will be. And if you could do it and you did try it, this would go very, very poorly for you. By doing so, we're actually giving them back what they started with. No, you're not. You're not giving them back what you started with. You started by attacking Ukraine, who wasn't attacking you. You're not giving them back anything. You're massively escalating by giving them back something. This is very illogical on multiple levels. If you want a Cuban Missile Crisis situation, there you have the Cuban crisis situation. For every strike, a satellite is shot down. Let's see if you can respond to that. Now, they could. But do you really want to invite that? Now, what's interesting here is that Russia is hiding behind its nuclear weapons. If Russia did not have nuclear weapons, they would have been devastated by this point because the West wouldn't have put up with this. But they're hiding behind their nuclear weapons. They're deterring the West. Keep going. If we respond on their territory, and even more so on European territory, it gives them the opportunity to try to incorporate a lot of things, even in a moral way, because it's foreign territory and so on. Why are you even talking about attacking the West on its territory? Like, is it because you want to fight with the West, or is it to bluster and blow up like an animal to show that you're big and bad when you're really not? I mean, that's really what's happening here. Now Solyov's going to chime in, screw them and their moral way. Where did they get a moral way? It's easy to hit military facilities and there'll be no problem. Right where they concentrate the equipment to be sent to use against us. If it's in Poland, strike there. In Romania, strike. Germany, strike there. Blow up all the military factories. That's his conclusion. But they haven't, and they won't, because they really don't want that fight. You see, a bully doesn't go after someone stronger than himself. The bully doesn't go after the football players. The bully goes after the nerd on the corner of the playground with his comic books. That's what bullies always do. Unless they're insane, they're not going to go after the West, but they're going to bluster as if they would. Think about the bully on the playground who attacks the nerd with the comic books. Does he talk about how he could take on the whole football team? Probably does, but he doesn't actually do it. All right, tell me what you think about this. Put that in the comments below. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.